Ah, Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you to today's exciting and insightful webinar. I am Shruti Agrawal, working with startups through GenCube, supporting innovation and digital growth. And I'm delighted to be your moderator for today's session on email marketing, a tool that may seem traditional, but when used smartly, remain one of the most powerful channels for digital growth. In a world buzzing with social media notification, viral content and ever-changing algorithms, email stands tall as a direct personal and high ROI communication channel. But in 2025, it's no longer about just sending out a newsletter. It's about crafting the right strategy. It's about crafting the right strategy, leveraging automation, understanding data, and most importantly, connecting meaningful with audience. So the buzz question is, how can you turn emails into conversations, conversions, and lasting customer relationships? To help us navigate through this, we have with us an industry expert who truly wears many hats, Mr. Naveen Nandan. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you, Shruti. Happy to be here and share my experiences with the extended incubation team.
Let me introduce our mentor properly. Naveen sir is Deputy General Manager at Supreme Petrochem Limited and has more than 20 years of digital marketing, brand strategy, marketing automation, data analytics, and CRM. He has worked across leading B2B and B2C brands, helping them acquire, engage, and retain customers through smart data-driven campaigns. He has built MarTech products from ground up, mentored startups, lead teams across business verticals, and continues to guide the next generation of leaders as a visiting faculty at top B schools. What sets him apart is his unique blend of marketing, technology, and behavioral insights, enabling him to design campaigns that are not only effective but also deeply aligned with consumer psychology. Today, we are honored to have him here with us as he will walk us through the evolving world of email marketing, from beginner mistakes to advanced strategies, real world examples, autonomous, autonomous, I'm so sorry, automation tools, and how startups and brands alike can use this timeless channel for real results. Also, we have Vidhi with us. She owns Vidhi Architect, which is one of our incubated startups. Hi, Vidhi, how are you?
Hello, ma'am. I'm good.
Uh, So, without further ado, let's get started and be ready to take notes.
Yeah.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Shruti. I'm going to start the session. So if anybody has questions, then probably I'll try to keep it as interactive as possible so that people can interact, ask questions in between if required. Otherwise, if there is anything else apart from what we are covering today, you need to ask, then we can ask it towards the end. So I'll try and finish it maybe in 25 to 30 minutes, and then we can do probably a Q&A or discuss more about what you guys have in mind or something like that. Right? So we'll start.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir.
So email marketing. So uh, can does anybody know how email marketing started, or where it was derived from? It's a very old technique. Actually, it started in 1978, but it came from something else, right? What was that? Does anybody know? There was something else that was happening in the non-digital world before email marketing. Okay, so let me tell you, that was there was something called used to there used to be something called direct marketing. What happened in direct marketing was you actually sent out a physical mail, It could be just a letter, it could be, some artifact, it could be a document, it could be a booklet, it could be a brochure, it could be anything, right? So direct marketing was started way, way long back by, somebody called Lester Wonderman, and they actually, created a business out of it. The agency was started by Lester Wonderman. It used to be called Wonderman Thompson. So, in fact, they after direct marketing, normally what happened was after online came into existence, slowly the physical email sending bit started dying down. People started using more and more of emails, and today you hardly see anybody sending a brochure by email, brochure physically, or a booklet, or or an invitation physically. Everything is sent on emails or on WhatsApp, or through something else, Facebook or LinkedIn, and all are used to share emails and stuff like that. Correct. So the premise of email marketing was originated from direct marketing or direct mailing. Correct. And a lot of corporates also used it to. In fact, I used to work with Dell, which was an computer company, IT company. At that time, we used to send a lot of offers, Dell computer, laptop, desktop related offers through to a database through physical, courier and post and all those kind of things. So, which was basically direct mail, and those direct mail actually gave you a lot of better quality leads or better quality closures, because that was a database which was cultivated by Dell themselves over a period of years. Correct. So the response to that was pretty good than any other kind of medium. Okay. So that was the origin of email marketing. So today, what are we going to cover? So we will quickly look at what is introduction to email marketing, the importance of email marketing in today's world, how you can craft a winning email strategy, what tools, what platforms to use. There is something called as cold emails, which we'll see as we go through. So, which is mostly, as much as possible, we try and avoid. But if you can't avoid, then what are the best practices to send cold emails? And we'll look at one or two case studies also. Okay, so we'll start. So, what is email marketing? It's a one-on-one kind of a communication that you are having either with a prospect or an existing customer via an email. Correct. Earlier, like I said, it used to be like direct physical letters and mailers and stuff like that. Now you are having it on an email. It is used for multiple purposes. It could be brand awareness. It could be sales leads. It could be sending offers. It could be promotions. It could be anything. Correct. So it could be invitations. It could be anything. So people use email marketing extensively today. Brands use email marketing extensively today. Both B2B, B2C, online brands, everybody uses email marketing. It could be, there are different types of email marketing also. There are emails. So we'll look at some of these in the next slide actually. There are newsletters, promotional campaigns, drip campaigns, all these kind of things are done there, right? So email marketing, why it is working, why people are still using it, although the response rate is considered very low. Correct, but it is a very cost effective medium. Correct, it doesn't cost very much to send out an email. It costs you literally few paisas. Correct, and even if 1% converts, maybe you recover the entire money you have spent, or more than what you spent to send out a few emails. Correct. So there are high chances of that. So that is why it is continue. I mean, it's not stopped. There are, brands are getting blamed for spamming and stuff like that, but still it is not stopping. Correct. Then it's also personalized. If I have a good database, then I can say, hey, Shruti, hey, Naveen, this is an offer tailored for you. It is specifically designed for you. Why don't you come have a look kind of thing? So it can be extremely personalized. any campaign that you send out, any email that you send out, it can be easily measured. So whatever steps that you want a person to, if you want somebody to click on something, if you have sent a link, or if you have sent a form, or if you want him to come to a website, all these things can be measured very easily. So there are tools that with which you are able to measure each and every activity that a person is doing when he gets an email. Correct? How he's interacting with the email, how much he scrolled. There are softwares that will tell you that also now. Right? So the different types of emails that are sent out, right? We have listed out a few. There is something like a welcome email. You enrolled for something, and they're welcoming you into the club or into their circle or whatever, right? There are I'll shift to my email. I've opened my email also, so we'll go see how some of these emails look, what all is mentioned in that and all that. So let's see how that also works, right? So there are newsletters. Newsletters are something that you get every day, not every day, on a regular basis. So it could be weekly. So it depends on, like if you're subscribed to a newspaper like a Times of India, then you will get the snippets every day. If it's like a monthly magazine, you will probably get it every month. If it's, something like like in the corporates in our company, every month you send out what's happened in the company in a newsletter. So that's a monthly thing. There are weekly newsletters, there are bi-monthly newsletters, all these kind of things can happen. Then there are promotional emails, typically, which are basically giving you offers, discounts, promoting you to buy or visit a restaurant, or, book a ticket or something like that. All these are promotional emails. Then there are transactional emails. Can anybody tell me what is a transactional email?
So it's actually the payment is successful or sometimes.
Yes, that is a kind of transactional email. You're right. So transactional email is basically how you described it, is triggered by a user action. Correct? A user is basically doing something. So, for example, I have booked something. I have booked a ticket. So the order confirmation is coming through an email. Correct? For example, I want to do a password reset on my email account. Correct? I'm resetting the password and I'm getting a confirmation email. So all these kind of things are called transactional emails. Correct? Then there is something called as cold emails. So which is basically used for lead gen. So you either buy an email database and are sending out email blast in the hope that somebody will visit your website or visit your store or come to your restaurant and things like that. Correct? These are called cold emails. Then there is something called as re-engagement emails. Does anybody know what is a re-engagement email?
Hmm, maybe you have lost touch with your client or customer and you want to re-engage with them after a while.
Correct. So these are re-engagement emails are basically sent out to people who have become inactive. What you said is correct. He was your customer or she was your customer and has not interacted with you for a long time. Maybe they haven't made a purchase. Maybe they haven't visited a popular website that they've been visiting regularly, or maybe they have, let's say, bought something, but they have not made the payment. What you call as cart abandonment. So they have, not bought, but put something in the cart, added something to the cart, and never, completed the transaction. So all these things can be called as re-engagement kind of emails, right? We'll move on. So, what all does it take to craft a effective email campaign? So, it is very good. So, there is, like we discussed earlier, there is something called as cold email, which is like blasting to a database, which has probably, no specific objective in mind other than, something somebody will do, some action somebody will do. But it is good to start any email campaign or any kind of campaign with a particular goal in mind. The goal could be as simple as getting people to visit a website, correct? Or getting people to fill in their database for something, getting people to register for something or buy something. Correct? These could be specific goals. It could be even specific to a thing like, I want somebody to buy this watch from this of this brand. Correct? So it could be as specific as that. Correct. So we had a rule. I used to be in the advertising field for quite some time, and we used to have a very simple rule. There was, there was a rule for the success of any campaign as far as direct marketing was concerned. I try and keep that when I do email campaigns also. It was called the 40-40-20 rule. Okay, so what is the 40-40-20 rule? So the 40-40-20 rule says that for the success of any direct marketing campaign, 40% of your success depends on selecting the right audience. Correct. So segmenting the audience segmentation is that, which is having the right database. Uh, the list should be right. It shouldn't be a purchase mailing list. It should be your own mailing list which you have developed over a period of time and stuff like that. Correct. So that is the 40%. What is the remaining 40%? Now the second 40% is having the right offer. Correct. So if you are sending out an email is considered a one-on-one communication. Correct. So if you're sending out an email, better have something which the person who's going to open it is going to like. So 40% is selecting the right audience or the right data or the right mailing list. The remaining 40%, the second 40% is the having the right offer, and the third 20% is about the creative. The creative should be good. So imagine the creative is getting only 20% weightage. The 80% is weightage is getting going on, having the right database, and the second 40% is going for the right offer. Correct. So here also, if you see, one, defining a goal. The goal could be, for example, let's say I have got launched a new website. I want people to start visiting my website. That is the goal. Correct. Second objective, the second effective second strategy for email marketing is segment the audience. So who is going to visit the website? Who is your audience? Is it a male? Is it female? What age group? Where do they reside? Which cities? All these kind of things you can use to segment the audience. Third is having engaging content. Unless the content is engaging, people will not interact with you. Correct. Today you see a lot of reels and stuff like that on Instagram and Facebook, but you don't interact with everything. Correct. You like something because the content is engaging. Correct. The fourth is basically layout. Again, you come to the creative part, which is the design should be friendly layout. It should be adaptable to mobile. Uh, it should easily adapt to the mobile or a desktop and stuff like that. The fifth is automation. Automation is something basically, I believe that all the emails that are sent should be automated, in the sense that if a customer has taken a particular action on the email that you have sent or not taken an action, it should be followed up with something else. So that is what you call automation. There are two things that he could do. If he did one, then something else happens. If he did two, then another email goes to him. Those kind of things is what you call automation. There are a lot of tools to set up email automations. We'll see some of them. And then there is the last part is test and analyze results. Right. So analyzing, in the sense, testing is what? Something very popular is called A/B testing. Does anybody know what is A/B testing?
Sir, I guess there are two options, A or B. So once when we try for A, means we see for A. Maybe if not working, then we go for like it's like plan A and plan B. If
Correct.
plan A is working, that's good. Yeah.
Correct. To an extent, you are correct. What happens in A/B testing is that the email creative is absolutely identical. Okay, there is only one variable which will change in the entire email. Okay, it could be a visual, it could be the headline, it could be the offer. So only one element will change. Everything else will remain the same. Same. That is how you. That is what is A/B testing. Okay, and then once you test, you analyze the results. So option A gave you more results. So the test happens only to a select audience. Let's say you are sending out 10,000 emails. The test happens to maybe 1,000 emails, 1,000 of the database. And then depending upon which worked for you, let's say A worked for you, then the remaining 9,000 you send out the A wala creative. That's how you typically work on the uh, do the testing and the result analysis. And once you send it out, then you again measure, how it worked for you. Did it work for you? So how that depends on the goal you have selected. So like I said, the goal, if our goal was to see how many people visited the website, you will easily know how many people visited the website from the results. Correct. If you want somebody to make a purchase, you will get to know how many people actually clicked on the link, went to the website, and made that purchase. So all these can be tracked to the final mile when you are using when you are using automation and when you are using some tools, email marketing tools, right? Move on. So some tips for email design, right? So have a good subject line. So avoid spam triggers, like for example, don't have a lot of exclamation marks on in the subject line. Avoid using, let's say, the word free. Um, Avoid using capital letters in your subject line. So there are a few of the typical things that you can avoid using in the subject line, which will help not going. I'm not saying it won't go. It might end up going, but it might help going into the person's inbox and stuff like that. Personalize the email, make it individual. So if you have the database, then you can address it to, hey, here, dear Naveen, those kind of things. So right, so that kind of personalization can happen. Not only name personalization, but if for example, you are Zomato, and you know that a person orders on every Saturday of the week, and 4 Saturdays he ordered, and the fifth Saturday he did not order. So maybe you Sunday or Monday you send him a mail, or maybe the next Friday you send a mail saying that here is a great offer for you. Hope to see you back ordering on Zomato, kind of thing. That is like immensely personalized, correct? So you know exactly how he behaves, and based on his behavior pattern, you are sending him an email, correct? And then call to action. So call to actions are must. So each email that you send out should have, if you want to measure it, there has to be a call to action. Either he clicks on a link, he goes on to do something else. So call to actions can be clearly defined when you decide what the goal should be. Correct. Try to balance visuals with text. Don't just put one big visual and wherever he clicks it goes to this thing. So code it properly, make it a proper HTML email rather than just an image, HTML kind of thing. Help him perform better, or make our database robust. Let's have an unsubscribe link. It helps to keep your database clean. Otherwise, you end up going into junk. People will say, there's a spam and all those kind of things. So if you unsubscribe, then you at least avoid sending an email to that customer who will then, put you, blacklist you as a spammer kind of thing. So these all helps to you know land the email in an inbox. Your email design may also becomes good. There are all the measures or checks that you have to get the email into the inbox. Okay, then like we said, there is a cold calling or a cold email. So today everybody gets a call from a developer saying asking to visit their model flat, or take a personal loan or a credit card or anything. So cold emailing is like that only. So you have a database, you want somebody to buy a credit card, you are sending out an email in the hope that he will click and say that yes, I would need a credit card, here are my name and telephone number, please give me a call. Correct? Cold email is, I mean, to a great, I mean, everybody does it. A lot of brands do it. Not everybody, but a majority of the brands do it in the hope that something happens. But again, do some research before you send out a bulk email. Have a good offer, have a good subject line, have a good personalization, have call to action, like ask for a specific thing that the customer can do. Keep it very short, clear, and precise, concise. Correct. So these all these makes the customer probably want to click on something. The offer is good, he might end up clicking. If your subject line is good, he might end up clicking on the email to read what is inside. Correct, those kind of things. So these are all the approaches that you can take to see that maximum people click on your email, open it, read it, click on the CTA and all these kind of things. Right. Before we go to the tools and platforms, I will just I've opened my email. I hope this is visible to you.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Correct. So now this is my email inbox. I keep one email ID for like some of the newsletters I subscribe or some loyalty programs I'm part of and stuff like that, so that my other mailbox doesn't get full of newsletters and information and stuff like that. So we look at some of the emails that are getting sent out. Now this is from McKinsey. This is something I subscribe to. So this is a newsletter they sent. Okay. So it's a very very. So let's look at the subject line. So they've written, no one knows what the future holds, but businesses can plan for three forces likely to be significant. Correct. Now, here I have in fact taken the pains to go to the McKinsey website, subscribe, read content, subscribe, saying that I'm interested in reading these kind of content, and hence they are sending it to me. So this is obviously an interest area, but they are trying to make it more interesting, trying to describe what is there in this newsletter so that I open it and not leave it for at some point I may open it, see it if I get time, kind of thing. Correct. Rethink is the probably the name of the newsletter, right? They've got a good logo, fresh take on big ideas. Now here they are saying what forces will shape the next 60 years and who's the guy who's written it. Correct. And they've given a small summary of what the entire newsletter is going to be about. Correct. And then there is something who's written about it. There's a link I can click and read more about the author, more from the author. So there is more articles this guy has written. If I like this, then I can click on these and then read other articles and stuff like that. Correct. Then they've given links to the app store, so links to their app, which is available on App Store and Google. Those are there. Then they have given links to their social media pages. So if you want to follow and stuff like that, and they have given links to unsubscribe and manage subscription. So if this is coming every week or every day, and I don't want it to come every day, I want it only weekly or monthly, I can click on manage subscription and say I want it only monthly. If I don't want it, I can click on unsubscribe. Correct? If I want the app. So these are all the call to action buttons that they have. Correct? It's a lengthy kind of a newsletter, but the first 2-3 paragraphs is what will obviously get you. So if you read, McKinsey quarterly published first year 60 global years, that is about the quarterly. 60 years from now, we can expect at least as much change. What forces will shape businesses and the world in 2085? Three come to mind: climate adaptation, demographic shift, and transformative technological innovation. Correct. Then, if you think that is interested, you start going to read the other stuff. Correct. So, this is example of one newsletter. Let's see. There's another newsletter called Imagine. So I also look after sustainability for my organization. So they write about sustainability and stuff like that. So this is a newsletter that comes every week, and they give some information or insight about how climate change is affecting the world or a particular region or a particular community and stuff like that. So this is something I like to read. So this is an email to that. So very simple. So they don't have too much as creative. They have just a top masthead, the Conversation UK. The Conversation is the magazine or the company that is sending it. Imagine is the name of the newsletter. Correct. They have a very simple masthead, and then they have all the content. Now this is the main article. So they have given a big description of that, and then you have some smaller articles, some other articles. So these are those. So there are links for that. So you can click. There's a read more, so you can read more about this. Like everything has read more. So right. So this is another option of a newsletter. Then, so this is another. Let's say this is from Indigo. So basically, they are wanting me to respond to a questionnaire that they have. Tell us how you do your booking. Correct. Take a quick survey on how your hotel booking preferences and unlock up to 35% off on your next stay. Correct. This also has a offer. Correct. So if I take the survey, sorry. So if I take the survey, they'll probably give me a coupon which I can use when I book a hotel next time on the Indigo website. Correct. So this also has an unsubscribe link. This also has their social media links. So you can click on all these. This also has a download link for their app. So all these things are again available on this mailer also. Correct. What else is there? These are all newsletters. So this is an account summary. So you're part of the Air India Frequent Flyers Club. So they are sending every month. They will send an emailer saying that you are in such and such tier. You have so much balance points. Correct. Some other information regarding some new partners that they have. Some partners in the other countries that they have, and all these kind of things. So this is another form of interaction that. And so this is a typical, again from Indigo, this is typical a sale related emailer that is coming. Correct. They're saying that we have a sale going on where you get domestic flights for 1199 rupees, international flights for 5000 rupees, and 10,000 rupees on their business class section. Correct. And a book now. Correct. So these are the different kinds of email. I'm not junk will have a lot of stuff. So these are from some builder. So this is from a builder who's selling 3 and 4 bedroom apartments. So he's coming asking to come and take a look. So these are the different. These are the bulk emailing, the cold calling emailing kind of email. These are cold emails, correct? So even though I'm not looking for flat, they're still sending it to me, right? And then you have a lot of spam. So basically trying to what do you call phishing email kind of stuff also happens here. So all those kind of things are coming. I think these are all waste apart from that. Thus, they want me to register for a, I think, IB Cap Ventures is actually a incubation kind of this thing. They are, I think, fund. So they end up calling people for the startup presentations and something like that. So these are for that probably. Right. So these are some of the examples that I could show you. I'm going to switch back to the presentation. So, any questions before we proceed?
Yeah,
Okay.
sir, we have certain questions, but I guess we will take at the end of the session.
I think there are just 2 more slides, so we'll complete it and then go from
Yeah,
there.
yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. So there are a lot of email marketing tools. There are free tools like Mailchimp, MailDirect, ConvertKit. There are a lot of you just search and you will get n number of tools. There are a lot of CRM softwares like Zoho, HubSpot, Salesforce. All these, if you take their CRM subscription, you get email marketing also. Correct. So what happens in CRM cases is that your database is managed by you. It is not a bot database. It is somebody, your sales team, or your telecalling team, or somebody is interacting with those customers, and you get a fairly good idea about who these people are. So you have some data about that. So your email can be more specific to the problem or to the goal that you have in mind. Correct. So then you have a lot of email verification tools. Again, there are lot of tools for that. There are a lot of analytics tools. So if you are using tools like a Zoho, HubSpot, and Salesforce, and all, they have built-in analytics with that. Correct. You don't have to use a separate analytics tool for that. So their analytics is built in. So they will give you how many people actually. They will do all these things. How many people actually opened, how many people clicked on the link, which link they clicked, all these kind of things they will do. How many people did not even, how many email did not reach the sender, it bounced back. Correct. So those you should remove to keep your email database clean. You should remove those from the email database. How many people unsubscribed, these also you should remove. Correct. Because otherwise, if you keep sending them, they will get irritated and mark you as spam. Then your emails will start going into spam. Correct. Then conversion rate, that also they will. Conversion is basically based on your goal. What action do you want the customer to take? If that action he has taken, that means you have a conversion. Correct. These are the metrics that you can track. There are enough case studies also. So couple of things that in fact, I worked extensively in the BFSI category, banking category, where in fact we had done a very big campaign for one of the large private banks. We had done a campaign called "I Hate Going to My Bank." This was actually done way long back when actually internet banking and all started. correct? So the banks, the large private banks and all, did not want customers going to the bank. They wanted to start customers to start using internet banking, and nobody was interested in downloading internet banking, or they always felt that it was unsafe and things like that. There were a lot of security kind of issues people had in their minds. So basically, how to get more and more people to start using internet banking was the goal. How to get people to use internet banking. So first thing, I used to work in an agency at that point of time. The first thing we did was we did a small research to find out who could be these people who wouldn't mind doing internet banking. Correct. My father is 80 years old. So telling him you do internet banking probably is not going to help. Correct. So who are these people who will who has the possibility to use internet banking? So we did a research and found out that it is the young working adults who will probably end up using internet banking. They are in the age group of 25 to 40 or maximum 45. Correct. They don't have time to go to their bank, or they don't want to go to their bank, or they hate going to their bank. करेक्ट सो दे आर लुकिंग फॉर कन्वीनियंट ऑप्शंस मैं घर पे बैठ के कर लिया पैसा ट्रांसफर कर लिया मैं घर पे बैठ के क्या बोलते हैं अपना पासबुक डाउन द ट्रांजैक्शन लिस्ट डाउनलोड कर दिया मैं घर पे बैठ के चेक बुक ऑर्डर कर दिया सो ऑल दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दे वांट एट द कन्वीनियंस ऑफ देयर होम दिस एक्चुअली वाज बिफोर द मोबाइल बैंकिंग टाइम when mobile banking started the thing exploded so we came up with this campaign called I hate going to my bank. Correct, and we targeted, so the private banks had their own database. Correct, you have their customers database, you have email IDs and all that, and they sent out, we created the emails and it was sent out to these segmented people. Correct, 20 to 25 to 40-year old, and it was very specific in the sense that some emails said that if you want to order a checkbook you don't need to go to the bank, you can just do it by logging into your online account. Correct. If you want to transfer money to your parents, you don't need to go to their bank, correct, or to the ATM or anywhere else. You can do it online. So it was these kind of things, and it gave a huge response. Actually, we got a response of around 7%, and some actually went up to even 12-13%. Average was around 7%, and some actually went to 11-12%. And for that campaign, actually, we won an award and all these kind of things, and it was an immensely successful kind of campaign. So today, you see, you are getting mails from Zomato to enroll for Zomato Gold, correct, or a 50% off order, or all these kind of things. Everybody is doing now, right? So let's, I think, move on to the Q&A. I'm going to stop presenting so that we can. Yes.
Yes, sir. So I guess the most asked question is how we get to know that if our email is impactful or not.
So as long as you are tracking it. So like I said, when you define the goal, correct? If your goal is to sell a mobile phone and you're saying that I want from this campaign, I want to sell at least 100 mobile phones. That is how you track. Correct. You send out the your campaign. You're sending out to, let's say, 10,000 people, and if you have achieved that 100 sales, that means your campaign is successful. Correct. That is how you track. So you're tracking. Everything is tracking. Correct. Unless you track, you will not know if your campaign is successful. You are just sending out cold emails, cold emails, cold emails, expecting aaj kuch hoga, kal kuch hoga. That you should never do.
Okay. So another of our viewer, they asked, how can beginners avoid looking spammy when sending their first few email campaigns?
So there are some typical things you can do. So like you said, like I said, have a good subject line and all that. These are mostly what anybody can do. But there are some technical things also that people can take care of. So Mm, there is something called as domain whitelisting. Correct. So make sure that your domain is whitelisted. So you don't send it from a different domain. So if your brand is, let's say, for example, your brand is like Bisleri. Okay, so have a domain which has Bisleri in the name. It could be something like a mail.bisleri.com, something like that, or marketing.bisleri.com or emailers.bisleri.com. So that domain itself gives your emails a bit of weightage. Correct. Then there are a lot of other technical things that you can take care of, which even if you Google or sit with a technical person, they will tell you. So if you are doing it through a tool like a C Mercury or a Mail Direct or a HubSpot or Salesforce, they will do all these checks. Correct. So before you create your email ID and all that, they will do all these checks and try and make sure that it doesn't end up in spam. And whenever you are sending out, when you are starting to send out, don't send 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 emails. Start with small numbers. First send 1,000 for a few days, or every alternate day, or once in 2-3 days. Then start sending 2,000. Then start sending. So you should grow gradually, not day one you send 1 lakh. Then you are definitely blacklisted. Correct. So grow slowly. When you're doing that, also keep cleaning your database. People are unsubscribed, see that they are excluded. All these kind of things, if you take care, there are more chances of your email landing in inbox.
So similar to this line, we have this question that should we send fewer emails like to one person should be like weekly or maybe monthly, or should we do it frequently to stay in audience mind like regularly daily?
Yeah, so see, that depends on the brand you are dealing with. So for example, if a site like Amazon or a Flipkart, they have millions of people buying from them. Correct. And that there is somebody who's buying every alternate day. Correct. Then it doesn't mind, you won't mind sending them an emailer, let's say once in 2 or 3 days, because they are that kind of a customer. But if there is somebody who's, let's say, buying only on occasions, let's say Diwali aa raha hai, ya Christmas aa gaya, ya birthday aa gaya, so that person is buying on only these occasions. Then you can probably, what you can do is probably motivate him to buy on other occasions also. Correct? Ganpati aa raha hai, would you like to buy something from our traditional collection? Your anniversary is coming up. Would you like to give something to your wife or husband and stuff like that? So those kind of, if your database is strong, then you can create different interventions or multiple interventions. If you have all these data captured, then multiple interventions can be created. And depending upon his shopping habits, his interaction habits with your brand, you can decide what would be a good. There is no written rule that we should send only one in a week. That depends on a person's habits and behavior, on how he's interacting with a particular brand, I would say.
Okay. So we have this question: how can we use email marketing not just for awareness but to build trust and long-term engagement in social impact campaigns? This is from one of our startups. They are promoting, like they are focusing on street vendors to uh, make them come into organized economy.
So can you just repeat the question once again?
Yeah, sure, sure. So email marketing, they want to send emails not just for awareness. They want to build trust and that long term of engagement in those social impact campaigns. So how can email be helpful in that?
So see, emails can also be used for brand awareness. Correct. So it can be also used to tell people that this is what you are doing. Keep them updated about what your company, your brand, or you as an individual or whatever as an organization is doing. Correct. So that is also a good way to do. So to build a brand, to create awareness, and some even email can be used. But I would say use multiple mediums, not only email. You also do the same thing on social. You use social media also, so people see the same message on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and whichever social media you think is relevant to them. So email, it is not necessary that a wide audience will see. Correct. There's a percentage of readability that happens on readership that happens on email. That is very less technically. But if you use multiple mediums, like with email or with social media, you are also sending an email, then it helps. Correct. So awareness is good. So, but don't send it every day. Unless you have a certain update. So you are saying your company is doing this. Next time you send that we already have 1,000 people who we are working with currently. A week after that, you said that these are the activities that we have done in the last 15 days. Correct. Next week, you say that these are the activities we have planned in the coming month. Please, if you would like to join us, then please click on the link below. So those kind of things. That is how you will build trust. Okay. So earlier, trust cannot be built just by sending out emails. So earlier, I always give this example that before there were emails. So for example, let's take a brand like how does a brand like Airtel or Airtel build trust, correct? So you see their advertisements, correct? They are on TV, they are on social media, they are on social media is now. So let's ignore social media. Correct. Let's say it was before the time of internet. Correct. There was TV, there was radio. You could see hoardings. There were Airtel shops. Correct. Plus there used to be shop signages. There used to be bus shelters. They used to take all these branding areas. That's how you build trust, saying that I am one of the trusted brands in the mobile phone category and stuff like that. Now, when online came, online, how do you build trust? Correct. So you also had call centers. You had anything, you pick up the phone and call, and there's somebody you are interacting with. Correct. So now in the online space, how do you build trust? Correct. So you should have a website. Barabar? So website is one. You should have all your social media pages where you are regularly putting up information about your brand, about your activities. Correct. Number two, you have email marketing. Correct. You can do YouTube videos. That is one. You talk about your company, you talk about your activities, let your customers give testimonials. All these kind of things are what helps in building the trust. So I'm saying that, just by doing email regularly, maybe not the right thing or the only thing that you should do. You should do three, four, five, six things, whatever, send out newsletters, write blogs. All these kind of things are what builds trust for a brand.
So this will be our last question. So what is the easiest way to grow an email list without spending money on ads?
See, to grow an email list, you don't need spending money. You need some people who are regularly sitting, sending out emails, updating those lists, trying to source new list, correct? Filtering that list, remove duplicates, check if the email IDs are correct. All the basic checks if you do and keep growing, once you send out the email, you'll use automation in the sense that you send out an email, if somebody clicks something, that he's interacted with the your brand, correct? He's done some action. If somebody has taken some action, then what is the next email that you send? All these kind of things you have to keep doing. That is how you make your list better and better. There's no easy way. There is only a hard way.
Okay. Uh, Thank you so much, sir. I guess our questions are done with. So thank you for this insightful session. You have not only simplified the complexities of email marketing, but also made us understand how we can make this channel incredibly powerful. From understanding the importance of personalization and automation to learning how to measure what truly matters. I'm sure everyone here is walking away with practical takeaways and a renewed perspective on email as a marketing tool. To our audiences, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope the session added value to your digital marketing journey and sparked new ideas for your campaigns. If you have more questions or would like to stay updated with similar sessions, do follow us on our social media handles and website. Until next time, keep experimenting, keep optimizing, and keep connecting through emails that matters. Have a great day ahead. And special thanks to you, sir.
Thank you for having me here. It was great interacting with all you guys. I hope you'll get got to learn something new from this.
Yes.
Happy to connect again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, sir.